As part of Mental Health Awareness Week, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge interrupted all British radio stations at the same time to deliver a message on loneliness. The 1-minute-long message began with William saying, "We can all feel lonely sometimes. We can feel it for many different reasons." Kate then added, "But we can all help each other feel less isolated and more connected. If you think someone you know might be feeling lonely, just give them a ring, send them a text or knock on the door." This comes as Meghan joined the Marshall Plan for Moms in announcing a national business coalition for childcare, with the aim of expanding childcare for U.S. workers. In a statement, the Duchess of Sussex said, "Families everywhere, and especially working moms, are asked to shoulder so much. This has only been heightened by the pandemic, with increased caregiving responsibilities, rising prices, and economic uncertainty. Today, we're sending a message that childcare isn't just a community imperative, it's a business imperative. Creating a stronger workforce starts with meeting the needs of families." Ahead of celebrations for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge undertook 2 days of engagements in Scotland, on a visit timed to mark Mental Health Awareness Week. During their trip, Prince William, 39, and Kate, 40, visited the Wheatley Group in Glasgow where they learned more about homelessness in Scotland. One emotional interaction caught on camera involved the Duke of Cambridge and 66-year-old William Burns. Mr. Burns spoke about his own personal experience of homelessness and became emotional while conversing with the future king. The Duke of Cambridge was photographed putting his arms around Mr. Burns, who looked visibly moved by the gesture. According to body language expert Darren Stanton, William's actions are actually against royal protocol. He pointed out that the Queen is never witnessed shaking hands with anyone unless she is wearing gloves, an example of one of the traditions she's adopted throughout her time on the throne. He described William's behaviour as authentic and empathetic, noting that sincerity was visible on the Duke's face during the exchange. Mr. Stanton told, "Such a moment marks an unprecedented demonstration of just how authentic, empathetic and open Kate and William are." William embracing the elderly man is a rare outpouring of genuine emotion from a senior royal, and you can tell from the man's face it was one of true elation, with the moment sure to stick with him for the rest of his days. This was a real authentic connection and not one faked for the sake of being in the public arena. You can see the sincerity in William's face as he engulfed his arms around the man, with the prince not fazed about being in such close proximity. Mr. Stanton claims the move gives an indication of the type of ruler William will become when he ascends the throne. He said, "The hug demonstrates that William and Kate do truly care about people and do not take their privileged position for granted. It marks the way forward for when William does eventually become king, with his compassion potentially allowing for him to become one of the most popular monarchs in history. We have never seen such an outpouring of love from the public too, when it comes to senior royals, since Diana. It's clear the public have very much taken William and Kate into their hearts, and demonstrations such as this one will no doubt cement the nation's affection for them." In other news, Piers Morgan has taken aim once more at Meghan Markle, this time decrying the Duchess of Sussex for writing children's book The Bench, which was inspired by her husband Prince Harry's relationship with their son Archie. Set to be published in June, the book began as a poem that Meghan wrote for Harry on the first Father's Day following Archie's birth. The poem was then adapted into a story which publishers Random House Children's Books describe as giving readers a window into shared and enduring moments between a diverse group of fathers and sons. In a statement, Meghan added that the book captures the warmth, joy and comfort of the relationship between fathers and sons from all walks of life, and said, "This representation was particularly important to me, and I worked closely to depict this special bond through an inclusive lens." However, in his column Morgan lashed out at Meghan and accused her of acting hypocritically in writing the book given her difficult relationship with her own father. "Lest we forget," he wrote, "Ms. Markle has ruthlessly disowned her father Thomas and refuses to have anything to do with him despite the fact they now live just 70 miles from each other. She is also reported to have disowned every other Markle, none of whom were invited to her wedding. This doesn't seem like someone overly keen to operate an inclusive lens to me. In fact, it seems a singularly exclusive lens." Morgan levied similar accusations against Prince Harry, claiming that during Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah Winfrey in March the Duke trashed his father Prince Charles by moaning about how Daddy had stopped taking his calls or giving him cash, sounding like some needy spoiled brat teenager rather than a 36-year-old multimillionaire doormat who ditched his family, country and duty because his chillingly controlling and ambitious wife wanted him to.